NXT just went off the air, and we're going to talk about all the things that happened, the fallout from the Great American Bash, the triple threat to end the Tony D'Angelo family saga once and for all, fatal influence in the main event once again, taking on TNA Knockout Champion Slammiversary, Zarya, and so Ruka. We're going to talk about a lot of things about NXT. It's going to be a great time. This is Unpopular Review. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching this on Facebook, share it in your favorite wrestling groups. And if it's on X, please retweet this. Let's play that intro. We're going to play an intro, then talk about NXT. I feel like I've seen that intro before, but I feel like this is the first time I've ever seen that intro. I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning, I got a little seasick when I saw I guess we were like on a drone, and I literally said, "Oh!" Because I was like kind of scared of heights. But hey, guys, this is Unpopular View. We're the NXT duo. We're usually a trio. Maddog took the night off. He'll be back here next week. Shout out to Maddog. So there will be no news segment today. But you got us. You got the great Grand Slam Puma. You got the sensational Sabrina Estella. Sabrina Estella, we were just shooting the shit a little bit earlier. We're getting ready to start the show. I know you all well, but why don't you tell the people watching, how the hell are you?
I am doing just fine. Had a very fun weekend. I watched Great American Bash after I came back from the wrestling show I went to. And I watched some Evolution after I came home for screaming, jumping, and singing and dancing for over 2 hours at a Big Time Rush concert. And if anybody wants to judge me, then too bad, because there were plenty of guys there too, jumping and singing and dancing to it. So
I didn't even know there was still a thing. Didn't they have like I almost said MTV show. I'm so sorry, a Nickelodeon show, and then
yes, that's where it came from. It was one of those. It was a movie/pilot episode turned into a 4-season TV show.
Holy hell! Well, good for them. They're still around. They're kicking, and good for them. I can't even get mad at that.
We had a couple of the people that were acting on the show. They were singing there too. So,
I mean, the people who were in the band, they can really sing, right?
Not the ones in the band, no.
Oh! You mean like other characters? Okay. Well, that's cool. That's pretty badass. Big Time Rush, good for them. I mean,
yes, and I will play you a video that I already put up on social, but I will play you one of the best parts of the show after we are off the air.
I look forward to that. We see you guys in the chat. Shout out to George. He's always the first one. I feel like it wouldn't be an NXT show without George kicking it off. I'm trying to click the thing and my computer's not working. There we go. Good evening, everyone. He says NXT was solid, 8.5 tonight. He liked the intro. Shout out to Unpopular View management, production, however you want to word it. They put that together. Good job.
Creative put it together.
Yeah, very creative. We got Jeffrey. It's always great to see you, Jeffrey. He says, "What's up, y'all?" We got Good Chris in the chat. Apparently, he just thinks you're doing the show alone. I'm not here. All you hear is a male voice. And just sees you.
I mean, I know I literally have a rainbow lights reflecting right now on me, but I'm not alone. My partner is right here for the night, since it's normally a trio, but we are a duo tonight. The Undisputed Duo is making their appearance.
Well, I want it to be known. This is my reaction to reading that message, because I feel like I am being very disrespected. So I want that to be right there. But I see you, Good Chris, in the chat. Thank you for being here. We also got George. He says, I'm sorry, I wanted to hit this. I'm going to be here for a little while. So it's good to be that you're here. But I wanted to highlight, he said earlier about Blake Monroe not expecting her to turn heel so fast. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, one of us had mentioned it. I think I mentioned it about her heel run. And then Matt was like kind of saying that it would be too soon for her to do that. I'm like, well, she did have a fantastic heel run in the other company with how long she did it. I wasn't thinking they were going to have her do it so soon. But hey, they felt like Let's drop the ball right now while everybody's hot on her and still loves her so they can hate her. Somebody definitely hates her, and we'll talk about that later.
I think the move was smart there. I think that so this is how I looked at how they played it out. It's pretty much that they knew she was going to get a reaction when she first comes in. She's going to get cheered, and I mean, I don't know much. I mean, I know some of the stuff that I saw some of the stuff that she was doing in AEW. I don't want to sit here and act like, man, I was paying attention week by week. But from all things that I'm hearing about her work when she was working
She
in
went from kissing timeless Tony Storm's bosoms and behind to kicking that behind down to the ground and watching the shoe get shoved into her face and making her bleed, to then turning on her former tag team partner from back in China and Japan.
Last thing before we get into some NXT talk, because I know we get
something before we talk about NXT in regards to the Great American Bash. So, as you all know, we discussed briefly what our picks for matches for Great American Bash. I just want to point out one in particular. Now, my compadre here and our other compadre, they picked for Jasper Troy to win and kick the bouncy out of Javon Evans. Nearly everybody, except for myself, Cactus Katie, and Steven. We all saw the vision, even though it wasn't how I expected him to win. But he pulled out that W. So now Jasper can take out his anger on Ricky next week.
You know, I was talking to a friend about that. So I didn't get to watch the Great American Bash. I was at work. But he was giving me
I was at a concert too, not the concert. I was at a wrestling show watching stuff go down and everybody sweating their asses off. But I saw bits online here and there afterwards, trying not to get spoiled. But
sure,
I at home and actually not watching stuff on social. The group chat spoiled it for me. I was like, I proved them wrong.
Yeah, I gotta say, I did not see Jasper. I mean, I had Jasper going on. I'm so sorry. I had Jasper going over, and
classic David Goliath.
You can't eat that. No. You I'm sorry. I have food on the bed, and he thinks he can eat that. You're a cat. You don't eat that. But I had Jasper going over, and he lost, and I was a little bothered by that because not even bothered. Maybe that's a bit much. I just had I had said, well, look, this is a big guy. You know that they want to. No. I said he's a giant. He needs to get this win. Obviously, they like him a lot. I don't know. I just thought that he would be. I just thought like, hey, you know, big guy. They want to build him up, and he's already had. This is his third loss. So I'm like, when are we going to start like cooking him up and do stuff with him? But I guess you guys would be.
We'll see how much percentage Ricky feels next week when he goes up against Jasper Troy. So we'll see if he'll get loss number 4 or if he'll get victory number 1 on the air here on the NXT side of things.
And Jeffrey's in Atlanta. That's his second home. Yeah, they were pretty hot too for Evolution. I mean, I said this. I did a after show review on that on Big Pop. I'm gonna give a shout out to Rich King. We were talking about it, and I hope that they don't wait another 7 years for an Evolution pay-per-view. It just showed that these guys. I mean, they did a really shitty job on promoting the show. So hopefully, the next show that they do, 1 is not 7 years, and 2 they do a much better job because those girls really kicked ass on Sunday. So shout out to the women out there very much. George, he says, and no title change for the NXT Great American Bash. Next week, they are going to be in hot Houston. And George said, I'm tired from all the wrestling. There was so much wrestling. So much wrestling. It was a lot. Like, I feel like a younger me when I was 15, 16. I felt like, man, like, you know, right after a Raw or SmackDown or Impact, when they went off the air or stuff like that, I was like, man, I feel like we didn't get enough wrestling. But there's wrestling every day, and it's hard to keep up with all this stuff. I mean, we're going to talk about, I forget the young lady's name, Miss Anderson. I mean, yeah, Armstrong. I'm sorry, I said Anderson. Armstrong.
Callie
Armstrong. And she's the Evolve champion. And I'm like, right, that's on Wednesday, but it's hard to keep up with all this stuff. Matter of fact, I saw my first episode of TNA Impact last week because it was on YouTube. And I think it's great. And I hope that they do get that. There's this rumor about them getting a TV deal. And I hope that they get it because I don't have access to Access. I don't have that channel. So,
you know. Well, neither do I.
No, neither do you, right? I just don't feel like a lot of people have that. It's all good, Jeffrey. I know if you could, you would be there, so it's fine. I always appreciate you because you do support and anything that I do, and we always have fun conversations. Like he's this guy. He sends me cat videos. I don't know how you guys know I like cats. I don't see how y'all know. So it's amazing.
I mean, we have an inkling of how we know that you like cats, but somebody did ask how we feel about Naomi cashing in.
Yes.
Thank God it was a successful cash in, because, like I said in a chat, in a chat with somebody when we were talking about this, I said, if she were the first one to lose, the internet wrestling community would have rioted. However, the women's internet wrestling community would have started World War III. So thank God that every woman that has cashed in so far has not failed. And this is from the person who thought Tiffany would have been the first, but she proved me wrong. And Naomi, first one to get a customized SmackDown belt, as well as getting her customized Money in the Bank briefcase, which people forgot Tiffany had hers. And now she's champion. So props to her.
I love this for Naomi. I feel like since she's returned, she's had some stuff, like she's done some things, but just still felt like she was kind of like, I don't want to say an afterthought because I think that's just a bit much.
You know what's funny? Around this time, 3 years ago, they left their former that time former company for how they felt they were being treated, and now they're both champions. Mercedes in 7 different companies now, and Naomi is now world champion.
I love this for her. I love that she's champ. Now, I had visions that she was going to cash in and ruin Jade's life, but clearly I was wrong. And I'm interested in seeing where this. Yep.
We have to give her props because I remember watching Total Divas and seeing when they had put her in Team Bad, how she was nervous about being a heel and worried that she wasn't going to be able to do it well. Look how she's evolved now. Now she's one of the best heels in the game, so to speak.
She's a fun heel. I feel like it's a little cheesy in some of the stuff that she does, but it's great and it works.
That's why we like it. That's why people like Chelsea Green.
And it works for her. I love this for her. I think she deserves all the flowers in the world, and I think that her as the world champion, I'm for it. So like, yeah, I like it a lot. I thought they were going to go in this direction, but they went in this direction, and I think that's cool. So now we see what goes on with Jade and Tiffany, because I just had this vision about these other things. But let's talk about NXT. Where are we?
Let's get into some NXT Tuesday action, and we get recaps from Great American Bash and a little bit from Evolution as well. And then we get your favorite way to start up the show.
That's how you do it. I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt you, but I have to give
you were going to. That's why I'm passing it over to you.
Here we go. You know who started the show? Hold on, guys.
It's a Jacy motherfucking Jayne.
Woo! I just want to say real quick, and you're going to do a great job narrating this, but she started the show and ended the show. This show was for me. Listen, Jayne, can I just take over this segment real quick? Because I know the people want to hear me talk about Jayne. And this is what I have to say. Everyone thought she was going to lose on Sunday. I have another clip. Here we go.
Bitch, where is our respect?
That is right. Where is the respect? You scumbags has sat here and thought she was going to lose, but all she does is win. All she knows is the taste of victory. Unlike some of you scrubs who put ice in their loser drinks, she won. She started the show. She said a lot of great things. She's going to be at this Sunday's Slammiversary. Let me tell you something, Wrestling Doll. I have not been in a TNA show since 2014. 2014, that was the episode of Impact where Bully Ray put Dixie Carter through the table. And I haven't been to a show since. They haven't really had a lot of shows out here. I saw Slammiversary out here in Long Island. I said, well, that's not too far. But let me see what this card looks like. And then I said, the potential of Jayne being at Slammiversary. Jeffrey, I know you're in the chat, and I'm giving this to you because I know you appreciate this. I'm going to potentially go to Slammiversary. And you know what's going to happen? Because if things go wrong in the match between Jacy and Slamovich, I will hop the rails and make sure that justice is served. Hashtag justice for Jacy. But I really think Jacy's going to take Slamovich to the cleaners on a Saturday and leave her there on Sunday so she'll starve. I know Slamovich is shaking in her Slammer socks. It's over for Slamovich. But take the floor. I had to give everybody what they wanted.
Well, as you said, we started out with Jacy Jayne and the rest of Fatal Influence. She did apologize for how she sounded on the count of Jordan Grace damaging her vocal cords due to how she got elbowed in the throat during her match. And during Great American Bash, things didn't go their way because members of Fatal Influence, and she was emphasizing it on both of them, dropped the ball. She knows that Jasmine tried her best, but sometimes your best isn't good enough. But she and Fallon made up for it by helping her retain her title at Evolution. Fallon says that Jacy's going to be champion for a very, very long time. And Jacy says she's going to continue doing great things that no one ever thought she could do and things that no one has ever done before. And also prove you were wrong and not being the quote-unquote most beatable champion. Mm-hmm. Like at TNA's Slammiversary, she's going to go title for title with the TNA Knockouts champion Masha Slamovich and walk out of New York with both champions. Enters Masha. She walks in, everybody's chanting her name, and she says the only reason that Jacy has the title, which the mic they gave her was acting stupid, so Fallon, who was mocking her in a way, but still gave her a mic to switch out, says the only reason that she's still holding that title is because Blake Monroe decided to betray Jordan and hit Jordan in the back with it. That it took 4 women to keep the title on Jacy.
What is even talking about, Sabrina? Like, there was a one-on-one match, and Jacy's the one. I think we're talking about some nonsense here. But carry on here. We're lying here. And I got something for you, Christopher Harris, because he's saying a lot of silly things here. But go ahead, because I have some clips. Go ahead.
I was about to say the hint of Delulu is real, as the kids would say nowadays. But she says that Masha says she's going to shock the world and be the first TNA wrestler to hold the NXT Women's Championship. Jacy says no, she's not, and she's going to win. Enters Zaruka.
A lot of interruption here. Go ahead. Interrupt my champion.
Sorry, not that Jacy. Not that. Jacy did say she was going to be the first to hold 2 championships in NXT. And she says to Jacy, you really forgot that I'm the NXT North American champion and the Speed champion. She had them belts latched onto each other. So I was like, yes, at least the belt finally got shown on TV at least once, which is all we gonna get. And if that she was going to put any money on anyone this Saturday, she was going to bet on Masha.
Yeah,
and Daria calls Soul the MVP of this weekend because she went in 3 matches back to back. And they said that unlike Fatal Influence, we don't have to make a statement by talking. We make a statement just by stepping in the ring. And they go in and join Masha. Then they all brawl. Normally, when they brawl, everybody who's standing in front of each other just fights whoever's in front. Zaria goes after Jacy. Fallon and Masha are fighting, I believe. And then it's Soul and Jacy, unless it's Soul and Fallon and Masha and Jasmine. Can't remember exactly, but at least all of them were dressed alike this time, like backup girl group members. And as they fight, Fatal Influence gets out of the ring, and Masha, Soul, and Zaria all stand tall, with Soul holding her 2 belts combined. And then we get part 1 of a vignette talking about his upbringing and his rise to being the Dawn of NXT.
You know, real quick,
we don't have to go too deep into it because I was having technical problems at this time, so I couldn't watch it all.
No, it's fine. I mean, it's pretty much just to sum it all up about the Tony D stuff. It was, the beginning, his, his first start in NXT and everything like that, and then they introduced in part 2 when they introduced Stat. I did think it was quite hilarious in this thing, and we'll get into the chat in a minute here. But I thought it was hilarious because they showed Stacks, and I was like, okay, but who does Stacks debut with? And I know they're not going to say Dimes, but I always find it funny when they talk about certain wrestlers and they cut off like the other wrestler because they don't no longer work with that company. But I mean, if you saw the video, you saw the video. It's fine. Just to highlight some of the stuff here because we want to get into the comments here. We got Jeffrey. He said he loved that Dixie got put through the table. That was an amazing time. We got Jacy Jayne versus Slammiversary title versus title. Was going to be. I wonder if we're actually going to get a champion, but I did think that too, George. George, he said.
I mean, there are times where you go to shows and you watch matches with champion versus champion, and you automatically assume it's going to be no contest. For example, I was watching a live stream of an indie company that
You don't give a shit about me. I'm sorry, he don't care.
I partake in. That's a sister company to one that I partake in, Coastal Championship Wrestling. We have Boca Raton Championship Wrestling. And the CCW Tag Champions, which were the 5-star era, which were two guys that have been in the business for a very long time, versus
That's so weird.
an indie wrestler named Stallion Rogers and Matt Riddle. And we all thought it was going to end in no DQ, even though I was already told what was going to happen. I was upset that the match ended with Stallion and Matt Riddle winning. So now the tag champions for both companies are part-time champions because one company has matches a few months out of the year. The other has 8 to 10 to 11 shows every month. And then tag championships are hardly being defended now because one half of that tag team championship, one of those tag team champions ain't going to go everywhere to defend them belts.
Mm-hmm.
So you never know what's going to happen. So we might either get TNA having our title because an NXT roster member has the TNA title.
Mm-hmm.
So that could happen. Or Jacy holds both. We will find out at the end of Sunday.
I mean, obviously, you guys know where I lie at on the when it comes to this, but it did make me think that too because right, Trick already has the TNA championship. I do see him dropping it Sunday anyway. I think that's his last due diligence with TNA.
Imagine if that's his last diligence, and then somebody from TNA winds up taking the NXT title. That would be insane. I said somebody. I did not say Masha, so please do not yell.
I'm never going to yell at you. I have a lot of love for you, one sensational Sabrina, Estella, so I'll never yell at you. But the executive consultant, you can expect a text. What else do we have going on here, one Sabrina, Estella?
So after that lovely part one of the vignette we had Mike Santana, Joe Hendry, and Trick Williams going up against Dion Lennox, Osiris Griffin, and Shaquan Sugars. I even if they say it the other way, I barely hear how they say it half the time, so I can't even say it with Cutler Jones outside. And the match was the match, and it was what we expected, at least for the most part, of Team NXT TNA, which was Mike and Joe more so tagging each other and barely tagging in Trick, because when Trick had his hand out at some point so that Santana could tag him in, he goes after Joe Hendry, and then they're talking about the shocked look on Trick's face. Like, did he really think that they were going to tag him in so easily after what he's been doing to them and what he's been saying?
Sabrina, Estella, I am surprised at you.
I'm not taking any sides. I'm just saying.
Coming off. Sabrina, Estella is coming off like that.
You have to think all sides of these things. You can't just think one side. You also have to look at other sides of the spectrum.
I was watching this match with Mr. Cat, and you guys will get an appearance from one Mr. Cat. But as he realized that Trick was never getting tagged in, this was Mr. Cat's face. I want you guys to see this. He was highly upset that Trick was never getting tagged. He said this right here. He was wondering why were they being so mean to Trick Williams. Right, Mr. Cat? He's getting up. Come here, son. Make your appearance. Well, say hi to the people, Mr. Cat. That's your. I know you just woke up. Now get out of here. I got stuff to do. But carry on here.
But anyways, match goes on back and forth. At some point when DarkState's out on the floor, Trick gets up at Mike and Santana after they're standing tall, after something happens that the DarkState broke up. They deck Trick in the face, so that will be Santana and Hendry. And then they dive into DarkState, and then the lights go down, and the system comes in to shock us and attack DarkSide. And then DarkSide ran off after the system runs them out, and they stood tall.
You know, I think that's going to be added to the card, DarkState against the system. But I will be honest, I didn't know whose theme that was at first. I was like, is this like? I know it's going to sound silly.
I just saw the tracksuits, and I saw system written on. I was like, oh, okay. See,
right there, Jeffrey beat me to it. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that too, dude. He said he thought it was the Undisputed Era. That I think
it couldn't be the Undisputed Era since Adam Cole couldn't even wrestle an All In this past weekend due to his injuries and having to step down for a bit.
Right, and right, totally noted. But like, there was something about the music that made me say, "Is there some kind of other version of Undisputed?" For some reason, I just thought Undisputed Era. So I'm with Jeffrey,
I mean, Kyle is still in the other company. Bobby Fish is out in the Indies doing Lord knows what because he doesn't even look the same anymore. Because I've seen him on an MLW episode live streamed, and I was like, "What happened to Bobby?" And we didn't even know what happened to Roderick.
Roderick Strong is a terrible husband. Like, I watch AEW, sometimes we review it there on the Big Pop, and every time I see his wife get beat up, he never comes out to help her. Like, what kind of husband is that?
Wonder why.
Yeah, that's terrible. I appreciate this. I'll pass the word to Mr. Cat. He says, Mr. Cat for president. That's great. I would be for that.
I think at this point, everybody's going to vote for anybody that isn't what we have right now, and he's not even going to last a full year in his term.
I'm hoping that I can at least be the vice president for Mr. Cat because someone got to do
it. Of course you would be. Who else would be the vice president for Mr. Cat?
Honestly, he doesn't, he's just not shit down. He might pick a broom over me.
We need a great Grand Slam VP.
I love that idea. What else do we got here for I said unpopular view NXT? We might have an unpopular view NXT. Who knows? But go ahead. What else do we got here, Maddog?
So we have a little earlier today footage in the locker room with Ariana Grace and Karmen talking, and they're just discussing about the Battle Royal and such. Callie, with her Evolve Championship, walks in. And they start discussing, like, oh, Callie's like, oh, I should have been in the Royal Rump in the Evolve Battle Royal. Yes. I should have been in there. I would have won and got myself a trip to Paris to fight for the Women's Championship. And Karmen gets in her face and basically tells her, I'm going to tell Ava that I want to match with you and take that title off your hands. And Callie's like, I don't care. Bring it.
Yeah, and we get could we even call this a match? We'll call it a segment because, like, this match didn't even go long.
Well, after that, the second half of the vignette talking about stacks and all that. And then we get the match between Callie and Karmen. We had one match on in the DQ. And now we had another match on in the DQ because it didn't last for that long because this was about Jordan, who was all types of mad after everything that happened at Great American Bash. She pulled Callie out of the ring and slams Karmen down onto the ring and demands for a mic so that way she can call out Blake to explain herself for what she did. Robert Stone and Stevie have to come down and explain that she's not here, but they get a little video on the Titantron explaining that Mariah May despises everything about Jordan. Yeah. If you look at them, who would you rather be? Would you rather be a tiny, attractive blonde that wrestles or a super muscular blonde who wrestles? Choice is up to you. But she just basically goes on and on about that and then explains that she extends an invitation to Jordan for next week for her debut match in Ren's home state of Texas.
I like how you said that, Texas. Kind of sounded like the way you said it. It sounded like when SpongeBob and Patrick made fun of Texas in front of Sandy. Like, What's so good about dumb old Texas? The way you made it sound. Um, this is fine. This is fine. Next week I look.
Really, we had 2 DQ matches back to back. We couldn't even tell who won.
Listen, I mean, the TNA interference and stuff like that. TNA standing as one. That's fine. Jordan Grace. This one, all I'm gonna say is this: Jordan Grace is a sore loser. She lost on.
I mean, can you blame her for having
What,
not
losing?
only 2/3 of Fatal Influence interfering with their match, but the one person that she won Great American Bash with in the main event, winding up turning on her at the very end and hitting her in the back with the belts so that her opponent could win and retain?
Yeah, I could be mad at her. She picked her to be in her corner. That was her fault, not Mariah May. I didn't see Mariah May. I'm sorry, I'm saying it all wrong. But I'll let you continue to do how you do.
I mean, I only say that because I don't want to say that name because it sounds like it's the name of a Triple X actress, and it was the name of a Triple X actress. So saying it makes me uncomfortable.
Well, I'll say Blake Monroe Mary. Oh, Blake Monroe May. How about that? We'll add May still in there.
A little better.
But even then, it's not even. It's not.
I gave that his one. I'm not doing it again.
That's fine. I'll sit here and say this. It's not the month of May you have to worry about. It's July that you have to worry about with this woman. It's something about this month that eclipsed and turned her into this vicious, mean person. Because just last year, didn't she turn against Toni Storm, and now she's doing it against Jordan Grace. I mean, Jordan Grace did this on her own. I'm not blaming her for this. She didn't sit here and say, "Hey, pick me. Let me be in the corner." Nah, she never did that. She said, "I would love if you was in my corner," and she said, "Okay," and she did it. And now she's embarrassed. Now she wants to pick fights with people bigger than her. Even though I'm not gonna lie, I would never say that to Jordan Grace's face because she could yeet half the people in the chat, including myself. But good for her. She's a sore loser. She needs to move on. Poor Karmen. Like Karmen was better just staying with where is my guy? Where is my guy?
We don't even know where he is right now.
Where is he?
I know where he is right now.
Right. See, if he was there, he would have shielded Karmen. But because Karmen threw him to the side, like a piece of like he was give me a minute, guys. I want to think of something, a terrible fast food place.
Like Arby's?
Arby's do suck, and I've never had them. Yeah, threw him to the side like it was an Arby's sandwich. That's terrible. You never want to be treated like an Arby's sandwich. Be treated like I had Wendy's recently, so I'm gonna say Wendy's. Wendy's is fantastic. I don't know what to tell you guys.
One of the few fast food burgers I will eat. I say that, and I'm very picky about that stuff.
Mm-hmm. What else we got on the docket here? One Sabrina and Estella.
So we had some of the contestants for LFG season 2 discussing, talking about them coming up on episodes and such, and what's going to happen for them in the future. Trick's coming in, feeling some type of way after what happened. And he says, when your TNA champion tells you to move, you move. And if anybody's feeling froggy, they can jump. And I don't know all their names. I only know the big muscular woman in the corner who is also named Bailey. Same spelling.
Mm-hmm. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Spelling. I'm just like, why? But
they'll probably change her name though. Give it time because I feel like
no, not that. I'm confused of why they would give her the name Bailey, but not change the spelling of it.
Her actual name is not there.
As main roster Bailey. They spell it Bayley.
No, but I was going to ask, that's her actual name?
No, I don't think so.
Well, Jeffrey, he watches a lot of LFG, so can you elaborate a little bit on that? Because I don't watch LFG, so help us out here with that. But yeah, these guys need to move, and I mean, we can just tie this all together. It's cool. Now Taker's going to be showing up next week and to confront Trick Williams. Trick Williams, he's going to have a busy next few days. He's on Sunday. He's going to be at Slammiversary. And next Tuesday, he's going to be face-to-face with the Now, I thought this was funny. I forget which one this was and the gentleman who had it. But on his phone, when Undertaker called, he had the American Badass theme playing. And I just thought that was actually kind of funny. I like how he just randomly had a picture of I guess he just Googled, found a picture, and just said, hey, let me use this as his contact picture. I don't know. I just thought a lot of that was funny. Like, you pick up your phone and it's the Undertaker who called you. Okay, so it is Bailey, but the spelling is different here. Is it Humphrey?
No, I've gone onto the pro wrestling fandom. I've checked stuff for online. It's spelled the same way as main roster Bailey.
Okay. Maybe they'll spell it differently when I mean, we gotta see how far she goes along, but like maybe when that time comes they can cross that bridge and change it. I don't even think there's any problem with that. I remember one time I was listening to hold on real quick. I just want to say I remember like in some interview, Gregory Helms, Shane Helms, however you want to call him, because his name is Shane, and they were like, "Oh, you can't have two Shanes," which is funny because there's a lot of wrestlers who have the same name. So maybe that's a thing where eventually, maybe if that's like a really, really big deal to them, they'll change it. But I don't think it needs to be because a lot of people have a certain name. I mean, how many times? I mean, I'm pretty sure all of us we went to school and someone had the same name as us and the same spelling.
It was more so last names for my school, but I went to school with a lot of Latin people, so a lot of them tend to have had the same last name.
Oh, okay, there we go. I had another Ronald in my class. That's my shoot name, and I was like, oh look, my doppelganger. So it's always nice when you run into.
But anyways, after that confrontation with Trick, Trick walks away, and one of the guys gets on the phone with the Undertaker.
Yep. What was the next thing though? Because we got that part.
So after that, we get Ava Raine bringing Jasper Troy in her office for a talking to, that you just can't keep attacking people. And he said, I was minding my own business. Ricky Saints entered his territory. Boy, during the match, who cares? They were having a Falls Count Anywhere, Anything Goes match. They could do whatever they wanted. If they happen to walk by where you were at, that does not mean go hits because you're bored. But anyway, she says that we settle things in the ring. So next week you have a match with Ricky. And he says that Ricky is going to bend the knee and then he is going to break him.
He's going to break him. I didn't see that. It wasn't a last man standing, but Falls Count Anywhere. No, it looked like it was a really, really good match. But when I saw I bet it was. But when I saw some of the like clips and stuff like that, and because I had Ricky winning.
We all had Ricky winning. Ethan Page shocked the world.
Again. Yeah, check that out. He's just sitting there proving everyone wrong. So, yeah, it should be interesting to see how that all plays out next week. I mean, hopefully Troy can actually get a win here because so far he's been on this main roster. He's just been losing. So we'll have to see what that is. I just want to highlight this real quick. George, are you some kind of Jelly Roll fan and we don't know about it? Which is fine. I mean, like, he has a song in the Sonic 3 movie and it's actually dope. I'm not going to lie. It doesn't make me a big fan, but I do like the song. Just wanted to say that. He says, I think so. We got Jeffrey. He says, Jasper Troy is that. Yeah, I mean, he's a big guy in size, but Monster, like how? He constantly lose. Like, I think eventually he got to get on the board and win at some point.
So.
You gotta get on at some point. We got, wait, what? No, bathroom break. And
that was not a bathroom break match. When I was watching back Great American Bash, that was not a bathroom break match. None of them were actually for me.
Not really a fan of Jelly Roll. Okay.
But
what we got next?
We did get a third vignette about Tony bringing in Rizzo and Luca, and then the betrayal that tore the family apart, meaning Stax. And then we get Lash being interviewed by Kelly Kincaid about her performance in the Evolution Battle Royal, where she was the final competitor alongside the winner, Stephanie Vaquer, which props to my Latina sister. But Jada Parker comes in and says, you ain't the only one that people are talking about when discussing all things at Evolution Battle Royal. She's the one who threw future Hall of Famer Natalya out of the ring. And when that happened, everybody was chanting, my name. So if anybody's going to get an opportunity for the NXT Championship, it'll be me. So we getting some black v black over here.
If I could just say real quick,
more black girl magic in the ring, as Mike Knox would say.
If I could just say real quick here, I thought Lash Legend looked very impressive. I didn't get a chance to really see so much of what Jada was doing, but Lash, and I guess because she was the last two, and I like that for her. I think that she deserved to be in that position. And I hear what you're saying. I see, I want to say Okay, George, he says Lash Legend should have won. It would have been great if she won. I didn't expect her to win, but I feel like she
But the
won.
momentum is so hot on Stephanie since day
Mhm.
one.
Right. And Stephanie, I feel like it was a clear cut that she was
And
going to win.
people
But
will make and if Lash had won, people would have said this about Lash. Why is Lash getting yet another title opportunity? She's gotten multiple title opportunities, especially for the tag team champions. And every time she's gotten one, she's always lost. So they're like, what would change then?
I mean, the IWC, they're always
That's
going to
what people would
complain.
say.
The
And the rest of the
IWC,
TV is right now, they suck.
if you've been in the IWC long enough, you know that a lot of these guys are going to bitch and cry, surround sound bitching and stuff like that. And that's what you have to do is just simply tone that out. I'm sorry, because anytime, like sometimes I look at the IWC and I'll be like, that upset you? Like people who like
Well, that's
really
why
take
I
it
never
seriously.
communicates on anything that has to do with IWC posts on anything. I just see it,
But
follow it, screenshot it if I need to, and say good day.
there we go. But other than that, Stephanie winning is not a problem. Lash looked good, and I think they're still very high on her. So like even her not winning, uh, I think listen, she's getting TV time. You could and I feel like you could tell that that no. Let me get my
Any
senses in this.
TV time is good TV time. Just like a reaction is better than no reaction.
No, there we go.
If
So
you
good
walk
on
out,
good
people
on
don't do
Lash.
a damn thing for you, you ain't doing your job right.
I do want to sit here and say good on Lash and good on those NXT girls because I feel like they did go out there and they did because not everyone gets to watch NXT or don't watch NXT. So this is their first exposure to a lot of them, and I thought that they really kicked ass. So let's do that. So, but what we got next?
So we have the triple threat match for the family business for the final showdown with Stax, Luca, and Tony. Which, because Luca had no theme music for himself, they had him come out with Tony D's music.
Ah!
He technically doesn't.
Wow, that's so
He technically doesn't.
funny, though. That was so. I heard this. I said they couldn't even. Bad luck, Luca strikes again because this man did.
Listen, when you're part of the family, your music by
Wow.
So for the fact that they didn't give him any new music to kind of insinuate that he's still not like betraying
this-
Tony anyway.
That's just me. I said, "What is this?" I'm so sorry.
Because by not giving him his own music, it shows that he's not betraying Tony in that sense, even though Tony thinks that he is.
Oh,
but-
I'm so sorry. That's fucking funny. But go ahead. I'm so sorry.
I mean, this match was a good old brawl against people that were close, like family, like brothers, that they just had to fight it out to get all that anger towards each other out of their system, so to speak. And it was a good match. It was entertaining. I was happy. This was the first match of the night that we got that did not end via DQ, so I was like, thank goodness for that. And at some point during the match, Stax tried to get a crowbar.
Hold on, Sabrina. Stop.
Again.
You're not disappointed. Wait, you talked about there was no disqualification. So you mean to tell me you wasn't disappointed that Trevor Scott didn't interfere in this match?
Would I be? Why would I like the fact that Travis Scott shows up anywhere on my TV when it comes to
I feel like we didn't hear Fiend. But we didn't hear that tonight.
I didn't even like that song before WWE decided to use it at some point. I'm not a Travis Scott fan musically by any means.
Me either. I don't
It's not
like
my
ASP.
style.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of ASP Rocky either.
But anyways, match was fine at some point. Stax finds his crowbar and is going to try to use it. Luca pulls it away from him. And they go back and forth, and Stax ran Luca into the ring post and tries to hit Luca with it. And Tony D speared Stax through the wall. Luca got headbutted and spine busted through the announce desk. And with a thrust spine buster, Tony D ends the war once and for all. For now.
Let me, before I give some thoughts out here, and we're going to get into some of the comments, because I saw something George asked I want to highlight. So the North American Cup, I heard them say something about it was thrown in the water some. So is that gone?
I don't know. I didn't see the full length of what happened to it after. All I know is that Stax put it down somewhere. Tony D stole it as comeuppance.
Okay.
So I don't know where it is now.
So some thoughts about this match. It started off a little slow for me, but that end sequence was pretty badass. So I know you said a spear, and it probably was a spear, but it really looked like Tony D'Angelo just ran into Stacks, like ran into him and
You
crushed
call
him.
it a spear. I mean, that
Yeah.
there's not exactly this.
Tony D became the freaking Kool-Aid man. All I heard is boom, and I'm from there. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to wake you up, but it just bust through the thing, and I said, "Holy hell!" And then when he slams Bad Luck Luca to the table, and then I did like that ending sequence. I thought it was a little slow, but there was some cool spots in here. There was a spot that they used to do as a tag team, but they did it. Obviously it's a triple threat, and they just did it. When Tony does the hip toss out and Stacks go out and stuff like that. It was fine. I mean, I don't think the match was like terrible by any means, but it did start off slow.
Definitely confirmed that Tony D threw it in the river. So I guess maybe the Heritage Cup, maybe the very last of NXT UK,
honestly,
is now going to be going back across the pond, as they say.
I see what you did there, and that was damn good. Honestly, if we're being honest, it's in the ocean with Dimes. Dimes has got it. He said probably so. That's me just trying to act like I'm underwater, guys. So it's probably under the water with Dimes. I would say Pretty Deadly, but Pretty Deadly found a way to escape. Or maybe who knows? Like so when
they literally swam across the pond to the SmackDown roster. So
they did, but see, they swam across to the SmackDown brand. Dimes went to AEW. Who knows? Maybe the Heritage Cup would just show up on an episode of Collision. Give it time. Maybe they wouldn't even go to the Heritage Cup. There'd be like the Culture Cup. I don't know. That'll come something. But real quick, I want to highlight something what George said. He said Lash Legend needs to be champion. I don't think she needs to be champion right now. I think there's some other people there, but I do like that she's getting the reps and getting the time to showcase her growth. So I don't know if she needs to be champion. Because I'm looking at Jada Parker. I think eventually she should be North American champion. I see that women's championship being taken by Blake Monroe. So I don't know when. I'm assuming you're not meaning now. But we'd have to see how it'll play. But I see someone like Jada going up next, getting some gold.
The people might like Lash, but they love Miss Parker.
They love Jada Parker. Like it's almost like it's not even like they love Lash. Like if they love Lash, Jada's like this, and I feel like that's not even.
I mean, they did love Lash. Now they just like her.
Oh, they definitely. But that crowd, they still like it when she goes or whatnot. They for it. I was wondering why we had to go to commercial for Tony D to come out to the same music. Tony D to the main roster. I don't think so. We'll have to see. I could be wrong, but I don't think so though. And he's laughing. What's next for Tony D? Who knows? I mean, he looked at his hat, so maybe he's going to fight his hat next.
Or maybe he's going to try to, I don't know, figure himself out.
Oh, you mean he's going to go find himself?
I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe he'll try to figure out a different variation of the Dawn that's not acting like a Sopranos or extra from The Godfather, so to speak.
We got Roderick in the chat.
He looks at me like, aren't you too young to know about them? Like, really?
Yes, he
only 29.
The strongest Roderick, he says hi. Tony to the main roster. A lot of you guys, I mean, okay, so let me ask you guys. He goes to the main roster. What do you have him doing? And that's for you guys in the chat. Well, who won between Okada? That's a random question.
Okada. I don't know why we're talking about that now. You can ask that tomorrow when the AEW crew goes on the air and talks about.
I got strongest Roderick. He said, I'm not. Yes, and please check them out tomorrow. We got strongest Roderick. He said, I'm not going to lie, Jack. I'm already completely exhausted of all the disrespect they're giving poor, innocent Jacy Jayne. I understand, Roderick. I understand that you're tired, but the good never get tired of fighting the good fight. When people are trying to talk nonsense and stuff like that, you know what I do? I make a hot dog, right? I put some ketchup, I put some mustard, and I give it to the person. And when the person looks like they're going to get it, I drop it on the floor immediately, just to let them know that I'm very disgusted at you. Now you eat that off the floor. And no one wants to eat a hot dog off the. I am very disturbing my cat. No one wants to eat a hot dog off the floor. And if you do, you're nasty. Pathetic. What do you got? We got take a call out trick on. Yes, he did. Maddog, who's not here. I know he's out there. I think he's at some kind of wrestling event, but shout out to him. But yes, he did call him out on Twitter. No, he didn't call him out on Twitter. He called him out on X, if we're being exact. We got said real quick. He said, Me too. I'm not an Omega fan, but he's great for AEW. Jeffrey said his gimmick isn't going to be strong enough for the main roster, and I'm assuming you're talking about Tony D'Angelo. Yeah, I feel like his gimmick it works very well in NXT, but he would definitely have to
Well,
make.
that's because it's they're performing for the same crowd a good 95% of the time.
Mhm.
With the SmackDown and the Raw rosters, they're traveling everywhere, so it's not the same crowd every single time that they're out there. So
If I can add to that a little bit, I do think it is a little bit that they're around the same crowd at the Performance Center, but they do travel, and obviously these are not big arenas like
they
ours.
do, but like I said, that's why I said 95%.
But also too on NXT. Fair enough. But also too NXT. I feel like when you're an NXT fan, you're like an NXT fan. So like you go to these shows, you know what you're expecting and whatnot. So I think that's the only thing. It really works.
I went and I didn't know what I was expecting half the time because there were surprises that I wasn't expecting.
George, we're gonna get there. Calm down.
We still have to.
What's your rush, man? If you have to hold on, George, if you have to use the bathroom, you could just put us on speaker. You'll still hear us. You can go to the bathroom. We don't mean to hold you here, sitting here rushing us and whatnot. We're 51 minutes in. We promise we're not going to keep you here for 2 hours like last week. But let's go to the next segment because I feel like this guy got to pee, and I'm not trying to because I can't wait to talk about it.
Yes,
I
agree.
we're gonna get there.
Pay-per-view.
Yeah, don't rush this, George. I wish I had I don't have this thing on my. I should fix this. I'm missing something. But go ahead. What's the next thing? I'm so sorry.
So we had a quick little recap of Charlie's victory over Tavion with the towel being thrown in by Ren. And Tavion is asking her, why did you throw in the towel? I had him. I was going to beat him. I wasn't going to give up or anything. And she's like, I care for your safety. That's why I threw it in. He wasn't going to let up on you at all. I was just thinking of you. Would you rather be able to not do anything after he breaks you?
God damn.
And he says he knows what he's capable of as an individual. And he sees Miles getting his shot and doing good on his own. And he wants that. It wasn't about leaving. He just wanted a shot. And as he's talking, Charlie comes in and he stops completely. And I just want to point this out. Am I the only one who noticed that Ren and Charlie were dressed the same? Matching jackets, same colored shirt, black bottoms.
What are you trying to get at here? I didn't notice that, but what are you trying to
get at?
They
were dressed as a unit, and Tavion was dressed as a solo member in a group in his pink sweats.
They were pink? I thought they were orange. Oh.
No, they were shade of light pink. Okay. With some orange at the bottom. It was like an ombre.
Okay.
But
good color choice. Pink is great.
But Charlie comes in and is like, don't stop talking on my account just because I come in. And he says that we can go again next week. We can fight it. And Ren says no, because I got something of my own next week. Wrestling Blake Monroe in my home state of Texas. And Tavion is excited for her. He's happy for her. Charlie's all kind of fussy and moaning, groaning about it, thinking like, oh, she's going to try to leave too. But Ren makes it clear, I'm never leaving, you guys. So if you want to be in my corner, it's your choice.
Real quick, I see you in the comments, Joy. You're trying to trigger me. Nice try. I see him, Jeffrey. I'm aware. That's why I laugh. But I did want to laugh at.
Why on earth would George write that comment about one of the people in TNA who people literally want to leave for allegedly saying some horrible, horrible things that people have said that she's not the nicest person in the world. But look who she's teaming with, so.
Yeah, she's teaming up with I say Alicia Fox, but no, what was I forget her actual name. It's
Victoria Crawford.
Yes, thank you. But yes, I was laughing at Ced because Ced made a funny. Ced might be we might have to have a funniest comment. I'm sorry, I don't want to say fans, but someone in the chat because this is funny. He said Tavion no heights. Like that's actually pretty funny. Like I chuckled.
Funniest comments.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. Ced, you kind of cooked with that one. Good job. Because usually when George tried to make a funny, he calls it grease fire. So congratulations, you didn't do a grease fire because no one wants to have a grease fire. George creates like the grease fires of the century, but not you. Said you made a hamburger and it had hot Why would a hamburger have a hot dog in it? Whatever. The next thing, I messed that up. Go.
So after that, we get a quick little recap of Yoshiki's match with Oba
That was
and
a
the
fun match.
interferences that Briggs made, and how Yoshiki wasn't going to win with his interference. He wanted to win with honor, as he had mentioned before. And as most of us saw at after Great American Bash, they had a segment where Oba and Inamura talked, and Oba heard him plead his case, and Yoshiki had apologized for what had happened, that he wants to try again with no interference, wanting to fight with honor, and Oba was going to give it to him, but Josh came in, started running his mouth, yelling at him, and got in his face, and they started fighting. But Josh Briggs gets in the ring. Everybody's booing him. Everybody is booing Briggs.
Mm-hmm.
And he says on Saturday he watched the opportunity of a lifetime get squandered. And he did everything he could to make sure that his friend left with the NXT champion. But he didn't want to win it as bad as Briggs wanted him to win. But that's not why he's mad. He's mad because Inamura, who has been working his ass off in Noah in Japan, has been here less than a year and already got a title match, while Briggs has been there for 4 years and hasn't even gotten a chance. He's gotten chances at titles, just not the big title, but I get that.
Hold on. I'm sorry, please go ahead. I'm sorry, because I see a bad Chris in the chat, and he's saying congrats for winning the Evolution polls. And
He's saying congratulations for you winning Evolution polls. He said congratulations to me for tying the Great American Bash polls.
So we need to actually know, are you telling me right now on air that I am your champion, your UPR heavyweight champion of the 5th Galaxy? Because if it says, please put that in the chat, because chat, you have what the great. I might retire with the belt. So just tell people in the chat. He's saying all this stuff. You know, real quick.
As much as R-Truth has won the 24/7 title.
I'm the greatest. Like, I'm the GOAT of UPR. Like, if there's a Mount Rushmore, it is me and then other people. Like, just come on, bad Chris in the chat. Come on, let's do it. But Sabrina, you're making a lot of noise. I'm working.
But anyway, he says that Inamura is too nice, that this is a cutthroat business. You take any shot that you're given. Enters Oba Femi. He says that Saturday wasn't supposed to be about him, but he was present and caused some trouble. But whether he was there or not, the ruler was always going to come out on top. But because of his involvement, he ruined the match, and people are now questioning the validity of said match. Josh Briggs says that he saw Oba getting dragged under, and that he's pushed to his limit every week, and he's about to break. And he knows that Inamura is a man of honor, but Briggs is not. Inamura comes down and says that Josh does not speak for him and asks him, "What are you doing?" Oba says that Yoshiki deserves another shot, but that Josh doesn't deserve sugar honey iced tea. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Briggs says that that's just because Femi knows that Inamura won't do what it takes. And Yoshiki tells him to be quiet, that he's his own man and he will do what it takes to win with honor his way. And Briggs says, since you're so confident, why don't we have a 3-way match next week? Inamura agrees. Oba asks if this is really what you want. And then Josh throws the first punch, and then a brawl breaks out, and then they have to get pulled apart.
You know, I felt for Oba because I want to say this was after Stand and Deliver. Somebody challenged him, and he was like, "No more triple threats." And now he's in the triple threat. It's like he's stuck in the triple threat universe here. Him and Amari had a pretty fun match. Are you serious, dog? They had a pretty fun match on Saturday. Briggs, I do agree here. We got who put that? Oh, Jeffrey put it. He said Josh is the biggest hater. He is he is a big hater. Like he's interfering in this thing. Now I thought about that match that they had last year. Him, Briggs. I'm talking about Oba Briggs and Dijak, and it was a pretty fun match. I think this match is going to be pretty damn good too. But I'm just like, damn, Briggs, like, what's all this hate for? Like, why are you like this? Like, and Amori's like, yo, I got this. What's that?
The chat.
What does it say? I can't see it.
It says, therefore, new champ.
Come here.
There was a three-way tie between you, Dice, and Maddog. And the
who are these people? Do they work here?
You were the closest, so you won. Don't scare your cat. Right, because I have my iPhone. But anyways,
cat nails hurt. God.
Yeah, they do. That's why there's people out there that sell things for you to put on your cat's nails so they don't hurt.
Carry on.
My God, my poor baby boy. Anyways, Ricky Saints gets interviewed and he says he's here to show up and show out. Even though he's a little sore after everything, that even though Ethan retained his title, his focus is on Jasper Troy, who is going to find out why he is absolute. Mm-hmm. Undertaker tweets out that he's going to call out Trick Williams for a confrontation next week. Masha, Soul, and Zarya are backstage giving each other pep talks about everything, with the calling watching. So we have Izzy and Nico in the background watching. And then Izzy finds Tatum. Tatum's apologizing over and over again. Izzy tells her to get up. And Izzy says that she's not mad at her because Tatum's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry you're mad at me. All this was my fault. I was supposed to help you, blah, 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 blah. She's not mad at her. She's mad at Soul for still having the NXT North American Championship. Mm-hmm. Tatum says, I have an idea. And then they walk away. And then we get to our main event. A Fatal Influence versus Masha, Soul, Ruka, and Zarya. And then for some reason we have Lexus King in the crown with some
with headphones. That was random as hell.
You know what he was wearing? He was wearing the same headphones that kids wear when they go to wrestling shows with their too sensitive noise. I'm like, why are you doing that?
Yeah, it's supposed to be
like that Count Dominic trying to fake medical so that you don't have to fight AJ.
But why would he even just be? I don't know. It's just random. Did he do this before?
I mean, unless his girlfriend, Carolina Cruz, who is a fantastic, phenomenal Cuban wrestler in the indie scene, who used to be signed on to NXT as Jade,
okay,
was some way, somehow in there. I don't know why he would be in the crowd watching.
Just randomly there. I was like, what's he doing there? We're just random. But yeah, they showed him in there. But give your thoughts about this main event.
I mean, I thought the match was a fun time. I enjoyed watching all 6 of these women go at it. I like that Zarya and Soul had gear that had a little bit of each other in it.
You know,
and Masha, of course, had her own thing, and then Fatal Influence was there in their black and pink.
I think pink looks fantastic. Pink is a great color to begin with, honestly.
Fallon and Jasmine had the same pink snakeskin print on their gear, while Jacy had on bright neon because of the rock star she is.
Thank you. Good job, Sabrina. Mr. Cat, come back.
And I just have to ask, why does nearly every wrestler, if they're doing black, why do they all got to get red in their hair too? I mean, I know it's a good color combo, but come on. Do something a little different, because when I saw Masha and Jacy going at it, I'm like, it's literally a battle of hair, because Masha's hair looks like mine right now, and then we have Jacy's with their straight hair.
The
match was good. I mean, it was a very enjoyable time. At some point, the culling comes out to pull out Zaruka so that way Fatal Influence could somehow win. But Masha became a one-woman show and pinned the NXT champion.
You know, I have a lot to say here. Like, look, I know you guys
and
like
the tall while Fatal Influence regrouped at the base of the ramp.
Look. There was so much going on.
Quickly, I know you're going to rant, so Off you go.
Yes, look, there was so much going on here. It's very upset. Look, Slammiversary, I got to see her wrestle twice live. And honestly, a lot of the things I'm getting ready to say was I would never say to her face because she would kill me. But I do just want to sit here and say this. There was so much going on. Look, Fatal Influence, they were doing a great job. And then you have all this commotion going outside. So obviously threw them off their game. And you have Ava, who does everything but her job. It's almost like she's allergic to doing anything when it comes to Jacy Jayne. And I don't like any of that. I think it's very unfair. # justice for Jacy. I hope one day someone sees what I see, write a letter so that Ava can be...
Roger can help you write your letter.
Thank you, because I have the writing of a 5-year-old, so I need someone to do it for me. But I do want this to be known. This is how I felt seeing Injustice for Jacy. Hold on, give me a minute. I made sure to have some clips for you guys, and this was my clip right here.
We suing.
That's right, we are suing. I don't like this. And Jacy got pinned. It happens, but let me tell you what's going to happen here. Jacy's going to go in on Sunday, win both belts, and I'm going to be right here. You saw the laughter. Do I have to do it again? I don't think I have I don't think my voice could do that anymore. But she's going to win. She's going to have 2 belts. And all you guys are going to sit here and cry and piss in the bed. But I'm going to sit here and laugh and eat steak with a side of broccoli because I'm about my health and I can do a push-up. So I don't care what anybody says. Jacy's going to take this W. Life is so great when you are the bad guy. Jacy's going to be a double champion. I'm the UPR heavyweight champion. Everyone's, with the exception of Sabrina, Estella, you're fantastic. But everyone sucks. Woo! I am on fire. Listen, you are. I'm not saying nothing to Z because he is the last letter. Because he says, "Hi guys." Of course, hey. How many Y's is there in there? How many Y's do you have to put in hey? That is a ridiculous amount of Y's.
You put 5.
5. What is he? The Backstreet Boys? Tell me why. Huh? What is it, Z? Z is trying to get.
Touring right now when 2 of them went to go see their concert. So
I am hyped. I might stand on this chair, and I'm scared to. Right now, I got 2 of my greatest nemesis, Z the Sound and George. You got to trying to come against me, but you can't beat me because I'm the world heavyweight champion. I'm the best. You know who drinks the orange juice in the house? Me. I drowned an octopus. God damn it. So please stop working me up right now. Now I gotta take another shower because I'm all sweaty and upset. But god damn it, I'm the best. Sabrina, take it home because I will keep everybody all night with my rants and whatnot.
Well, that was the show.
Yes.
So that was NXT tonight. So thank you for staying around and watching.
We appreciate you guys. And there's so much content here on Unpopular Review. The Tuesday night show is fun. It's a little wild. It's a little crazy. So we thank you guys because I think you guys know what to expect here on Tuesday. But there's so much great content here on Unpopular Review. On Wednesdays, we have you want to take the floor here because you have a great way of doing it. So please take the floor. What we got going on Wednesdays? One sensational Sabrina Estella.
Well, we have Cactus Katie and Venomous Vinny and the Sheriff in the hot seat having hot discussions about all things AEW after the AEW goes off the air. So be on the lookout for them when they go on the air. And we also have the SmackDown Penitentiary who makes their way onto the air on Sundays with Zia Silent and Vic the Mark, our SmackDown Wardens. And then you also have the Mike Knox Show, the show for the intelligent wrestling fans, Mondays at 6. And then after Raw goes off the air, you have the executive consultant, Big Daddy Cool, and Steamy Willie Beamy, talking all things the Monday Night Raw show.
I just want to say real quick here, he was the last champion, one Willie Steeman Beeman. And he was talking in the chat earlier, like, well, we didn't do the results, so I'm still champ. And he is the longest reigning UPR champion. I believe he held the title for like 5-6 months. It's a great record here that he's had. And I don't believe it's ever been broken. But I think he's held the title maybe like twice or something like that. Who knows? And I've been holding it for so many times. I've lost count. I've lost fingers on how much times I've held this championship. So with that all being said, I'm the best, and I just want to throw it out there. But you guys are the best. You guys are awesome. You guys are always in the chat with us, and Jeffrey said the SmackDown on Sundays don't really work for him. But I mean, look, if you're free and you have an opportunity, just watch it on the playback, man. We always appreciate you joining us for any of the review shows. I know you'd be here for the AEW. I know Monday Night Raw and all that stuff. So, we appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I'd be remiss in not plugging, because we have some side projects still part of the UPR world. Sabrina, Estella, your link is there, but you have a YouTube channel, so please.
Yes, I have my YouTube channel, The Unofficial Camera Woman, where I go throughout Central Florida and occasionally south to record all things wrestling at indie companies that I see fit. As you all know, I will be at a convention this Friday talking all things women's wrestling and the evolution of it in a panel. So I will be doing that, and I will be dressing up because I don't like to go to a convention and not dress up, because I feel like that is ridiculous and boring. And I might catch some wrestling while I'm there, so be on the lookout for whenever I put out that footage.
I love that for you. That's so fantastic. And I'm with you on that, because if I go to if I can't go to, I'm not going to a con if I can't cosplay. So I'm totally with you on that. So fantastic, you are on point. And I love that for you. Congratulations again on that, and we can't wait to see some pictures and footage of that. Shout out to One and Cat We Trust. She's fantastic. Once again, I beat her in Mortal Kombat with one hand. I honestly used my my ring finger. I had to figure out what finger it is. Forgive me, guys. I just remember, matter of fact, I didn't beat her with my finger. I used my eyelashes to beat her. Make sure you mention that to her. Tell her I beat her with my eyelashes in Mortal Kombat. Fantastic stuff. Stuff about me. We just did an episode. We did some stuff over the weekend. We did a Saturday Night Main Event live. At Saturday Night Main Event is on the YouTube. Same thing with Evolution. And we did an audio podcast that Sunday morning. It was a lot of stuff going on that week. So please.
I just have one thing to say.
Please.
I'm never getting in the ring.
You should get in the ring.
My name might be my first moniker here might be Wrestling Doll. That does not mean I would actually step into the ring and wrestle myself. I might be ballet or manager in the future, one possible day, but that does not mean I'm going to step foot in the ring and wrestle.
You know what we might do? You know what I wanted to do, but I had to work. And one day we might get this footage here, guys. I've been asked so many times about 2K25, but it's so hard because I'm always busy doing other things, so it's hard to just sit down and do it. But I think one day what we should do is give the people what they want. BadGuy Jack, Sabrina, Estella, and you can actually make a cat in 2K25. So maybe we'll get the debut of Mr. Cat, and we could take on the terrible duo of Bill Goldberg and Scooby-Doo, because I hate Scooby-Doo. I had a dream that, I don't know, he got stepped on by Bigfoot, but maybe we could give the people that, because I think people would love to see you in the ring taking on Scooby-Doo. I know you like Scooby-Doo. It saddens me, but maybe we could give them that. I think that would be fantastic. But please check out all that amazing stuff. Stay here tomorrow. I mean, stay here. Don't stay here. Go home. But come back here tomorrow for the AEW review show. Those guys are great. Continue to follow them. Probably hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button if you're on YouTube. If you're on Twitter, hit that retweet, share our stuff. It helps the brand out a lot. We appreciate you guys. We want to call it. Matter of fact, George, real quick, this is for George because he's so rude. Because we already went long, and I know we got to call it a show, but where is it? Because he said something very, very rude. Did he delete it? That is so rude. Yeah, he wrote this, right? I got something for you. I make sure to have a lot of clips here. Give me a second. Where is this fucking... Oh, here we go.
Hey, pal.
Boom.
You just blowing from Stupid Town?
Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.